Today we are going to make a copper desk with a leather sling. To start making the structure for my desk, I started cutting my copper tubes using my tubing cutter. I then laid all of my copper pipes out with the fittings to make sure all of the pieces were in the right place. I did a dry fit to make sure everything was how I wanted it to look. Once I was happy with the look, I disassembled the pieces and cleaned each one using Scotch-Brite. I decided to split the gluing process in 4 different segments. This made it easier to handle each piece and make sure everything was as flat as it could be. Once all the individual pieces dried, I glued all of the segments together using Gorilla Glue. To make the sling, I cut a piece of leather that was measuring at 35 inches by 11.5. For one side of the copper structure, it's held up using vertical bars, so I need to cut out notches to fit over the bar. I used a square to measure out the placement of the snaps, and then I folded the leather to the appropriate length. I punched holes into the leather and then I hammered in the snap. If you do decide to use snaps, try to hammer as straight as possible. Snaps are a little difficult to use the first time, so if you're having trouble with it, I suggest switching them out for screw posts. To add a little bit more functionality, I decided to add in a pocket. I held the pocket in place using a little bit of tape, and then I went in with my stitch punch and hammered through both pieces of leather. I used a wax thread to sew the 2 pieces together. Now I know it's a little difficult to see what I'm doing because I'm sewing on a flat surface, so I'll be sure to leave a link to the video that helped me learn how to sew leather together in the description box. I cut a piece of 1/2-inch plywood to serve as the top of the desk. I sanded and finished the plywood with a Minwax Polycrylic. I screwed in brackets to secure the desktop to the copper structure. This desk was made for the purpose to be used by your bedside, but I wanted it to double as a standalone desk as well, so I made a stool to go with it. The stool top was made the same exact way that I made the leather bench in my previous video. Be sure to check that out for that tutorial. My favorite part about this mini desk is that there's a storage spot for your laptop. What's great about this mini desk is that it'll sit right next to your bed and take little to no space at all. For more information, click on the links in the description box. Check out our Instagram if you're interested in seeing what we're working on next. And please subscribe if you haven't already. As always, thanks for watching.